said was true. And I said to him, you want the long answer or the short answer? But isn't that what we're all about? Isn't that what we believe about Peter and about the church? How is it that you and I could assume that we know what Jesus said, particularly since Jesus died, rose, and returned to his Father 2,000 years ago? How is it that any one of us could dare to say, I know what Jesus said? I know what he taught. I know those words of life. I know the meaning of the gospel. I know when he said, I'm the resurrection and the life, what that meant for me. How do we know that? We know that because little by little by little, generation by generation by generation, the story of Jesus, his message, his gospel, and his word have been passed on. That's how you and I can claim to know who Jesus is. Because after Peter and the apostles, after they began to preach, and it was clear they were going to die. Some of them were being martyred. It was clear to all of them they were eventually going to die, and they appointed others who would carry on the message, pass on the message. And when they came close to dying, they appointed others. You know, if you're in Rome sometime, and you go out to the Basilica of St. Paul, it's a huge church on the outskirts of Rome. Along the wall, all the way along the cornice of the building, are these mosaics. You know, those pictures made with all those little pieces of colored glass. There are mosaics that have the face of every one of the successors of Peter, 264 successors to Peter. But it's there to remind us there's this unbroken line. So when you and I want to know, what did the gospel say? What did Jesus say? What did he mean? What did he teach? We have a voice today that tells us. Because on our own, we simply wouldn't know that. We simply wouldn't have those words on our own. We have to rely on the witness who was there, the witness who saw Christ, the witness who could say, I was there. I was there when he died. I was there when he rose. I was there when the Spirit came down on the apostles. I was there. That's the living apostolic voice in the church. Peter, generation after generation after generation. Because otherwise, you and I, we wouldn't have access to those words. A number of years ago,